Welcome in, race fans, to round number 3 of the Ratfink Racing League Next Gen Cup Series. I'm your host, Brandon Massey. Alongside me tonight is not going to be my brother. He's sick, so we got to fill in, and he goes by the name of John Stapleton. John, welcome in.
Glad to be here with you, Brandon. Looking forward to a nice, exciting race here at Bristol. It's going to be chaos, a little bit of fun. Here to see it through with you, buddy.
Yeah, I think so too. And after what we seen last week at Kentucky, this one here is going to be nothing shy of a barn burner. We're going to get into the race information for tonight here at Bristol Motor Speedway, as this is week 3. They will be on the dual pit road configuration here tonight on this half-mile speedway. Right now, the temperature shows 75 degrees with a humidity of 32%. It is really cloudy out here, but I can tell you that has no effect on the track temperature, as it is currently at 91 degrees. Right now, we're going to cover our keys to victory at Bristol, and of those, it's going to be manage lap traffic. I suspect that we'll see the leaders catch lap traffic early and quite often, and who can migrate those situations is going to be sitting in a really good spot. Fuel strategy is 80% fuel capacity in these race cars here tonight, so if green flag stops become a factor, who can perfect getting on and off pit road? These drivers tonight will also have 4 sets of tires, so plenty of tires in the pit for tire wear. I don't suspect that that's going to be much of a factor, and they do have 1 fast repair. So, the keys to victory for me, John, is going to be who can manage lap traffic, also the fuel strategy, and then keep their car clean.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely agree with that. Another one is staying clean throughout the race. As we know, Bristol's a high-contact track, a lot of bumping, a lot of banging, with only 1 fast repair. Definitely going to limit to these drivers, maybe even see a new winner. So even with the top 5 going into the points here, it could be a different race. Now, this isn't Daytona. This isn't Kentucky. This is the last great Coliseum, Bristol Motor Speedway, where anything can happen. All these drivers got to be on their toes, and staying clean to the end is definitely a factor. Another one is the restarts. As we seen last week at Kentucky, we had some restart problems going on with these cars. This track is not forgiving with those restarts. You got to keep it clean and keep it green to get into victory lane here at Bristol.
I agree completely. We did see some restart issues last week at Kentucky Speedway, where it was Jordan Trask that picked up the win at the Kentucky Speedway. Currently, right now, we do have what's going to be 18 cars, as last week's winner has just recently signed into the session. But as I take a look at the top 5 here, John, right now, only 2 spots is held by series regulars, as Bradley Carter holds the top spot currently with the fastest lap time of 14.61 in practice. Tom Ringer, one of the series regulars, slated in the 2nd position. Holden Myers, new to the series, is currently in the 3rd position with a 14.67. Ira Kohlhaas is as well new to the series with a 14.70, and McIntosh was a series regular right now with a 14.70 as well. So 2 of the top 5 spots is held by series regulars, but the newcomers is looking to make a show or make a name for themselves tonight.
Oh, for sure. Looking at Carter, this is his first DB race holding the top of the practice board. Now, this is a lot of different racing we've seen. Yes, you had to be easy on the throttle and definitely be touchy at Kentucky, but this is constant just lifting, and this is a real driver's track. I think this track will bring out the best of the drivers that we're going to see today. Whether we see them up front or not, it's going to test them for sure.
The cream always rises to the top, and I think we'll see that in the latter part of this race, as they are scheduled for what is 210 laps here tonight. But before we go any further, we're going to get into tonight's national anthem, as we like to pay tribute to our servicemen, women of the current, future, and past, present, etc. We're going to go ahead and play our national anthem, and we'll be back with you momentarily live from the virtual Bristol Motor Speedway.
To honor America with the performance of the national anthem, 8-time Grammy Award winner Chris Stapleton.
say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular upon birds singing out, yeah, through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
What an amazing rendition of the national anthem. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are live from the Bristol Motor Speedway. Currently, right now, you can see the top 18 cars on the speed chart. Right now, we have 19 cars signed in. The lone driver that has not set a lap time currently is last week's winner, Jordan Trask. Now, I want to talk about real quick some comers and goers we had last week. Last week, we watched Cole Morton go out, set the quickest time at Kentucky, set the pole, and is currently 8th quick. John, you kind of touched on it just a little bit, man. This is not Daytona. This is not Kentucky. It's not a cookie cutter mile and a half. Tonight, you got to have the elbows up to be able to conquer the last great Coliseum.
Absolutely. The key here is patience. Just making sure the mistakes are going to happen. Everybody on this track is going to make a mistake today. As I was saying, it's going to take the least amount of mistakes to get into victory lane. And who can capitalize on those mistakes? Who can't capitalize on those mistakes? It's going to happen here. And I can't wait to watch it with you.
Yeah, I agree. I think the big thing is what driver can eliminate the most mistakes, right? I think once we see tire wear, we're going to watch these cars kind of migrate to the top of the racetrack. I feel like just watching in practice that much that we have been doing for the past, say, 35, 45 minutes, I feel like the top is going to eventually come in. However, we have seen early in the run, though, with fresh tires, that the bottom will work and rotate well here.
Absolutely. Also watching in practice how difficult it is leaving the corner. A lot of racers here have just spun out, gave it too much throttle on exit. It's so easy to overcorrect these cars, and just like that, you cause the big one. I think. What would you do, Brandon, to avoid the big one here?
Well, I think what you're going to have to do is you're going to have a really solid qualifying effort, right, and put yourself somewhere with up in the top 5, and then at that point, it's going to be a patience game. But I think if you're anywhere around, 8th, 9th, 10th back, as you do see there, Tom Ringer getting a little bit loose. But I think if you're back in that area, I think just being real cautious, right? Let the race kind of – you got to race the track, essentially, and just kind of race yourself, pace yourself. I feel like is going to be one of the many challenges these drivers have. And so – I think it's going to be an interesting show. I'm excited to see how well this car races here at this half mile, and we'll see. We'll see how things shake out as we have about 50 seconds or so left in what's going to be our practice session of the night before these drivers start laying down their qualifying laps. It's going to be an interesting show tonight, John. I think we'll just have to see how it plays out, man. Kentucky was another one of those races to where we've seen some comers and goers, right? And I've always been taught, man, the cream always rises to the top. And so Hunter Azell, another young driver, not many starts, at least in league starts. I think we looked at his stats earlier. He has 11 total league starts, most of which is in the ARCA car. You watched him just the same as I did last week. Man, he was fast through the field, but he burned his stuff up early.
And that's an easy track to do it at Kentucky. Especially going out of 4, going into 4, trying to keep it low. This is a little different. However, I mean, I have faith in him. I hope he's learned his lesson, maybe from last week, to save those tires, because like we all talked about, this is going to be a crucial part of today, and just see how it fares. It's easy to start in the back and save those tires because you got those other people to follow their pace and match with them, but going to where you said you want to get out front to miss those wrecks, up front is harder because you're setting that pace. You're burning through those tires, so it's harder to pace yourself when you get up to the front. So it's a give and take here, so I'm looking forward to him seeing if he can get this tire situation figured out. You only get 4 sets today for 210 laps. You gotta save him.
Yeah, I don't disagree. As we are in the qualifying session, the first car I see out is going to be Holden Myers and Ira Kohlhaas. Right now, Ira, the Woodlawn native out of Woodlawn, Tennessee, is working on laying down his qualifying run. He'll be taking, I believe, the green flag this time. And so we'll see where he clocks in. In practice, he was around a 14.7 flat. Currently, his first lap is going to go to a 14.86. Right now, Todd Parra is going to be the quick time as he has laid down a 14.79. Ira was not able to pick up any type of lap time through his second lap. So 14.8 is where Kohlhaas will qualify currently. As our timing issues right now, currently P2 is going to be Jordan Trask. That's going to be last week's winner in the 79.
I'm excited to see where he finishes today. Will he keep his momentum rolling?
Yeah,
I do believe he has what it takes.
I think so too. And watching him last week at Kentucky, I tell you one thing that Jordan does very well is conserving tires and saving tires, and just long run speed he had. Now, what kind of a factor that's going to play into tonight, we'll ultimately see here in a bit. But as I say that, Cole Morton, last week's fast qualifier, has since went to the top of the leaderboard with a 14.691. So 14.691 for him currently. Okay. I'm not sure what's going on with my tickers, but it's fine.
Bristol's not just chaos on the track, it's chaos in the booth too. What can you do?
It is chaos in the booth as well. So this is going to be an interesting track to tame. It's going to be, it's going to be interesting. 210 laps around this half mile is going to be a lot of fun for these drivers, as 9 of them have taken lap times. Currently, the lone car on the raceway right now is going to be Jonathan McIntosh, and it looks like he's going to stop short of taking a lap time. So we're going to go to Tom Ringer. Tom Ringer had since jumped up to P2 in practice. Didn't have a good run last week. Wasn't happy. He, in conversation with him, John, he told me that he was excited about the rest of the upcoming schedule, that there were some really good tracks for him, and he was looking forward to tonight.
Yeah, looking forward to the schedule. That's the biggest momentum you can have, is knowing the rest of looking forward to the future and seeing the confidence you're going to have for these tracks, knowing that you run well. Definitely going to help him out today. Don't know if Bristol is one of his favorite tracks, but it's a rough start. If he doesn't, it's only uphill from here, right? So he's got plenty of time to pick it up through the season, and best of luck to him.
And he will, in fact, lay down a 14.69 and go to P2 on the Speedway. So that'll be a P2 qualifying run for him. Jonathan McIntosh, I showed to be the Lone Ranger on the racetrack. And in fact, there is not anybody else on the racetrack. So that'll probably end qualifying, as 11 cars did lay down times. Last week's winner currently is in the 7th position. So last week's winner started outside pole, setting in the 7th position. Here's the thing. You talk, John, they talk about running and hiding. I just don't think that you can do that here.
Absolutely not, especially with the lap traffic that they're going to endure. There's going to be faster cars behind you all day, especially starting in the middle of the group, sitting P7 right now. It's a really hard game because you can't be too patient, and you can't really control your pace with the cars around you. So hopefully, if I were him, I'm hoping the rest of the drivers around me are thinking the same thing and preserving and just taking it easy the first few laps and find a way to get through the front.
And it looks like qualifying is over. So, as these cars start to grid, let's take a look at the starting lineup for what's going to be tonight's 210 lap event here at Bristol Motor Speedway. On pole for the second week in a row will be Cole Morton. Outside him, starting in the 2nd position, is going to be Tom Ringer. Starting 3rd, new to the series, making a series debut, is going to be Bradley Carter. Last week, finished top 3, is going to be rolling off in the 4th position. Tonight, it's going to be Tyler Watts. Starting in the 5th position in car number 69 is going to be Todd Parra. Starting in the 6th position in the 09 is going to be Jonathan McIntosh. Starting in the 7th position, last week's race winner, is going to be Jordan Trask. Starting in the 8th position is the Woodlawn, Tennessee native in the number 1, Ira Kohlhaas.
And following up behind them is in 9th is Holden Myers. Outside of him, in the 10th spot, is going to go to David Esky. Following up behind them, the car starts 11 is Hunter Ezell, and starting outside of him is Jonathan Crosby. Following up around,
go ahead.
Behind him, starting in the car number 13, number 4 is Chuck Burley. Starting outside him is Brian Sosa. And then behind them, in the next row is, in the 15th is Brandon Hinton, with 16th going to Jacob Williams. Behind them, we got this in the 17th spot at Sean Dion. 18th, we got Mike Hardy. 19th, we got Cole Powell. And in 20th, rounding up the field, we got Steven Archambault.
20 drivers.
That's a lot of names.
That is a lot of
cars.
A lot of cars.
A lot of cars for a small track.
As these drivers will be looking to roll off the starting grid here for what's going to be 210 laps tonight, John. And I tell you, it's going to be a blast to watch these guys.
I'm sweating already, Brandon.
I can tell you, just getting the show started, I get sweaty.
I'm excited and scared for all these drivers today.
I am too. There's a lot of nights that I enjoy calling races, but there's times that I enjoy being behind the wheel. Tonight is not one of those nights. Tonight, I enjoy being up in the broadcast booth and calling the chaos of what could be in one of these races. And so, Cole Morton, what a fantastic job, man. Now last week he kind of I think he raced himself into a top 5, finishing 5th. Ultimately, and so was the fast qualifier last week. He's now since done it for 2 poles back to back. I'm anxious to see how well he's going to be able to hold on the track position.
Absolutely, and it looks like we're going to find out as the pace car rounds up out of 3. Are we 1 to green?
We should be. I don't see any lights on the pace
I
car.
think so.
We should
Oh,
be taking the
man.
green flag this time, and it's going to be interesting. But I think where do you want to start here? You want to be on the inside, or you want to be on the outside?
Inside. I think that's going to be the key, is keeping it on that yellow line. We're about to see what the leader tries to do here. Ooh, bump. Bumping already coming from Carter at P3, though.
And we are underway as Tom Ringer is going to get a heck of a run on that outside, and so is Bradley Carter. And here comes Tyler Waltz as well, as that outside line seems to be rolling right now.
Absolutely. Carter ruling up to second, using that top line to pass. Maybe the top side is going to be the passing lane here today, especially early on in this race.
So very quickly, as we can see, Tyler Waltz has since migrated to the very top of the racetrack and, well, has gained about 2 or 3 spots, and has put himself up to P2, as he's now going to challenge for the lead off of turn number 2, I believe. Is this 2 where we at? Yep, that was turn 2. Nope, caution.
Caution striking early here at Bristol Motor Speedway.
We're going to see if we can't back up and take a look and see what happened here. A little loose on the bottom. He's going to hold on to it. No. And I say that and just like, oh,
he clipped one too.
just as I thought that he was going to be able to save it, he was not able to do so. We're going to see if we can go on board inside this race car real quick here. We're going to take a ride with him. You can hear it right there, John. He just kind of gets the car upset.
Oh, for sure. And just like that, when it comes to the overcorrect and giving it too much throttle, and just like that, it's hard to save. These cars are really hard to save when you start spinning out, and just unfortunate luck for him. But it doesn't look like he has too much damage. Should be able to be all right. Should be able to save that fast repair, get a few minutes worth of damage fixed. It is scary on pit road here, but with the lucky dog, I'm sure you'll get it back.
Yeah, there's going to be plenty enough time in this race to be able to work on that race car and get that lap back, as we are scheduled again for 210 laps, as we just completed lap number 5, going to lap number 6. So right now, we've seen Tyler Waltz. He's up 2 positions. Brandon Hinton is up 3. Mike Hardy's up 3. Jonathan Crosby is also up 3. Cole Morton has since lost 3 positions. He kind of got trained a little bit being on the bottom, but has since fell back into the 4th position.
Yeah, I want to definitely keep an eye on Waltz. Definitely making some moves on early in the race. But the question I have, is he burning his tires too early? Being too aggressive. This is where we were talking about the keys of tire discipline. Let's see what his plan is and what his idea is. Maybe to save to get to the front, then save. But definitely something to keep an eye on as this run goes on.
I think so too. We talked about it in our keys to victory, and one of them was the tire issue. And these guys do have what will be 4 sets of tires. I believe that's 4 sets, including the set that they start on. So again, I think you're right. We'll see who goes quick, who goes late. Long run speed. Do we get green flag long runs? We'll have to see, as the pace car is off the racing surface. Tom Ringer is firing, and he's set himself. Beautiful jump by him. That's going to bring Bradley Carter with him. Tyler Waltz is then going to fall to 3rd. Todd Parra battling Cole Morton right now for the 4th and 5th position. Holden Myers and Jordan Trask, last week's winners, battling for 6th and 7th.
Waltz is for sure definitely liking that high line. Definitely has some room to drop down. He is not planning to ride behind the pack and stay patient. He is planning to attack early in this race.
He has since taken over the top spot right around that very outside, as you can see. Just putting that right side up against the next to the wall. We see some little bit of sparks fly every now and again, but I don't know how much that race car is going to be able to handle being plumb up against the wall like that. That's now 2 or 3 laps in a row that he's since.
If you leave Bristol and you don't have scrapes on your right side, you weren't driving hard enough, if you know what I'm saying.
I do know 100% what you're saying, as our pole sitter has since found a little bit of speed on the bottom. and has raced his way up to the 3rd position. Jordan Trask from 7th is going to be riding in 4th. Bradley Carter, he's lost a couple positions. He's riding right here in the 5th position or so. So, again, just patience, right? He's got a teammate in Holden Meyer. I believe it's a teammate in Holden Myers just right there behind him. Todd Perez fell back to 7th. Right behind him is going to be Ira Kohlhaas in the 8th position. And then behind him is going to be Jonathan Crosby and Hunter Azell. That's going to be your top 10. 11th is going to be Brandon Hinton. That car is beautiful. We talked about that in the practice session. He's done a really good job on that one. David Esky is going to be 12th. Brian Sosa is going to be 13th. Mike Hardy 14th. Chuck Burley in a beautiful looking Sim Magic number 4 paint right there. Does a really good job with his paints. Is in 15th. Jacob Williams 16th. Sean Dion is going to be back here in the 17th position. Jonathan McIntosh is still sitting on pit road. Stephen Archibald, I don't believe, has taken a green flag, nor has Cole Paul. So that's going to be currently the field right now.
Man, we're getting racing. We got one loose here. Looked like he was heading to the infield. Looks like we stay green though.
Yeah, I'm not sure who that might have been, but the battle for position right now is going to be Ringer and Waltz, as here they go. And Ringer's been working that bottom. Waltz has been riding that top. Now, has he shot the tires? I mean, 18 laps in, is he kind of wore those tires out and beat that right side in too much?
That could be a possibility here. 18 laps, maybe not. I mean, you get 4 sets, so you split them up, you get about 50 laps per set of tires. If you even it out for a perfect little run here. But maybe this is where he's deciding he wants to cool down. He is scraping that wall a little bit. Maybe he's stepping back. I am surprised he hasn't took the bottom along with Ringer.
Yeah, Ringer's kind of running a little bit of a lane off the bottom. He's kind of just rolling that little bit of a middle line, or had been.
I think that's the safest line he can take right now. Early in the run, keep you away from the wall and keep you from that dangerous yellow line as well.
As you can see, there's a
by golly, we're keeping it clean and we're keeping it green here. Talked about Carter falling back. Every time he got past was from the top side. So that top side is definitely a place to be right now.
Cole Morton in the 94 has since found that top line and has moved up the racetrack. And second caution of the night. We're going to see if we can't figure out what happened there, race fans, as we are under our second caution of the night.
Ooh, 2 cars in the corner, it looks like.
Take a look here. Oh, that's going to be Jacob Williams. Let's go to him and let's back up here just a little bit and see what happened with Jacob on that run there. Oh, the 11.
Just like we were talking about, somebody's mistake could cost you, and it's really unfortunate for that 14. Luckily for the car slowing down behind him, it looked like couldn't quite get a good look on who that was. Definitely able to use his brakes and minimize the contact. Could have been way worse for both of those drivers.
Definitely could have been. And again, race fans at home, these drivers do have a fast repair in their pocket. So, you know, those guys, if they have too much damage, will be able to go in and definitely clean that race car up and return back to the racing surface. Currently, right now, John, the top 5 sets as this. We have Ringer out front. He gained the lead early, lost the lead, and then gained it back from Tyler Waltz riding in the second position. Cole Morton, our current pole sitter of tonight and last week, is setting 3rd. Bradley Carter 4th. Todd Perez 5th. 6th through 10th looks like Ira Kohlhaas, Hunter Azell, Myers, and Crosby, and Brandon Hinton are all going to be 6th through 10th. So right now, what do you think, John? We're 26 laps into this, 210 lapper. What's kind of the takeaways you have right now?
Man, I'm on the edge of my seat watching this one. You just never know what can happen here. You count out the top 10 here, but you can't count out the remaining other racers on this track. I mean, we got Sosa, Burley, Easky, Hardy, Trosk. Our last week's winner, Trosk. We got Williams, Duaf, Young, back. We got Deanna. Any of these guys can win. As you've seen, it takes one mistake to mess up one's race or another's. Always keep an eye out for the big one.
That is a very true statement. One mistake can pay a lot of trouble to individual drivers at no fault of their own. And I experienced that last night when I was behind the wheel at the Nashville Fairgrounds. And my teammate racked up a P2. But all in all, it was just a rough night. And I was kind of experienced that a little bit firsthand, as Ringer is going to have a beautiful start. He was not challenged at all. It didn't look like Tyler Waltz maybe just kind of mistimed to where he was at, but that's going to allow Cole Morton to slide in the second as the race is back on the green.
Yeah, Walt seems to be having a little bit of problems with the restarts. He's able to get it back together, though, and chase down the leaders pretty well. As I say that, Carter dives to the inside to go take third.
He does, and Bradley Carter will be looking to take over the third position, as right now Tyler Waltz is on that on that train that's not moving forward. In fact, it's going backwards, because right now this is a hornet's nest of a mess.
Yeah, we're more than halfway through this tire cycle here. So definitely expect to see these tight cars, and Carter's been saving it back there, not getting too aggressive back there and holding down low. This is where that tire conservative, as you see, he's looking to make a move on Morton coming off the backstretch.
He is, and right now the battle for P2 is raging on. That's going to be between Bradley Carter, Cole Morton, as Tyler Waltz still hasn't found what he's been looking for, and a big shot into the wall on the exit of the turn there. These cars have since, do you think, John, maybe the tires has kind of mellowed out for everybody? I mean, these guys are all over each other right now.
Absolutely. This is still a big learning curve right now. Everybody's getting through. Everybody's just trying to figure out what their cars are going to do and how it's feeling. As you see here, Walt's still on that wall. He's not giving it up. But yeah, I mean, we're getting to that point. We got about halfway through more than halfway through the tire cycle now. Everybody's just getting to know each other and getting comfortable. We're keeping it green, and that's what's important.
We are keeping it green, and right now Ira Kohlhaas is battling for the 5th position. He just got around Todd Parra. Ira's been one of those cars I've been keeping an eye on, who's been running the bottom of the racetrack and was running it pretty early on as well. As you can see, it gets a beautiful run off as Holden Myers is going to go towards the bottom. But look at that rotation that the one car gets there. He's able to set up a pass going into the next corner.
I think that's what we were talking about. It's definitely saving tires in the bottom. Everybody's running the bottom is now making moves towards the front. And all those people running the top are starting to get a little tight out of those corners. And this is where the people that have been running, the drivers that have been running the bottom, are able to make their move.
And right now, Ira is one of the fastest cars on the racetrack. He's pacing within a tenth of Tom Ringer. There's been no change up front. Ringer still leading the way, followed by Cole Morton, Tyler Waltz, and Bradley Carter. Waltz still holding his own up there on the outside, though, John.
He sure is. He surprised me a little bit. He backed off. It looks like he lost a few positions, but just found his momentum and was able to find his line and find his rhythm. And now he's making moves to come to the front again, as he's making a move for second right now, off the wall a little bit.
He is. I tell you, I'm not going to want to be the one to replace the crush panels in that race car, because he's beating the daylights out of the right side of it right now. Let's go down a little bit further and let's take a look at one of the top finishers last week in Kentucky, and Brandon Hinton, and last week's winner Jordan Trask, as they're battling right here for the 10th, 11th, and 12th position, with Chuck Burley right behind them.
Man, that is just a beautiful car, Brandon.
That pink, I will say, does look good on that petty blue. I will give him a shout out. He done a really good job on that car.
Yeah, he's got a task right now. He's got two in front of him side by side. Now it's just time to be patient and wait to see where the groove goes. As I say that,
Uh-oh.
Perot is
Uh-oh.
Little loose here is a 73.
What a beautiful job by him, man. You talk about being up, elbows up, and holding on to it. He did a heck of a job. Ira Kohlhaas has moved himself into the 4th position. I missed that, but Cole Morton currently, well, he was on the same train now that Tyler Waltz was on, and he's starting to slide himself back just a few spots. Might be a tire-saving deal.
Looks like he's pushing up a little bit in the corner as well. That last corner, a little bit more smoother than this one, but yes, could be tires saved, and we could be looking at them to come to pit as well.
So right now you have 1, 2, 3, and 4 all on the same straightaway. As you can see right here, they are. Still no change up front as these 4 drivers are within just, I'm watching lap times, and right now Tyler Waltz is the fastest car on the racetrack. The last time by, he laid down a lap that was about 2/10 faster than Tom Ringer. But that time, Ringer was 2/10 faster than he was. And right now, Ira Kohlhaas is matching the lap times of Tom Ringer currently.
He's looking to make a move on Carter right now.
He has since moved up the racetrack. This battle right now, race fans, are the one that we want to stick with. This is going to be a battle for what's going to be 2nd, 3rd, and 4th right now amongst these drivers. As you can see, Tyler Waltz right there, Bradley Carter, and Ira Kohlhaas.
Carter is fully believing in the bottom of this track right now.
And just the opposite of what Bradley's doing, Tyler Waltz believes in the outside part of the track. So these guys is all over the place right now.
Oh, but Waltz looks like he slips out of the corner. I don't know if he was avoiding that lap car, the slower car up top. Looks like he lost a little momentum. Carter's able to get on the inside.
He was able to pull alongside him here. Oh,
a little bit of contact.
And that's
a short track racing, Brandon.
It is, man. I mean, that's, at some point in time, you're going to get a little bit of aggressive. Now, we both know Bradley just from racing with him on Monday nights, and I tell you, he's just a hard-nosed driver, man, just elbows up all the time.
Absolutely. He's always towards the front, and he's always a pain in my butt, I would say. Oh, well, looks like we got another yellow on the racetrack.
Yeah, as you can see, Holden Myers there limping around. Let's see if we can take a look here and see what happened. Oh,
just a little touch of the wall.
Yeah, I wanna back this up just a little bit. I wanna look like he was trying to diamond the corner. Was Holden Myers, and just didn't realize maybe the 69 of Todd Peral was down there. Not 100% sure.
Yeah, it looked like Peral did the right thing, started to lift and started to take the inside. Noticed the old 51 was getting into the wall, and so unfortunately 51 came down and 69 was there.
We're going to go on board with Todd. Yeah, it looked like to me Todd kind of had the position. Just maybe Holden didn't realize that he was there. I'm not 100% sure. So,
what's happening is we see a lot of people pitting. Here we go.
We do see him on pit road.
I'm interested to see how they file off pit road, who comes out front.
So,
looks like we got some people staying out.
Yeah. Jordan Trask, last week's winner, has elected to stay out on pit road. This is a gutsy call.
Hey, we talked about keeping the momentum. He's keeping the mentality. He's like, I want to be up front again. See,
this is very much a gutsy call from Jordan. I feel like 57 laps on those tires, and has elected to stay out. We'll see. We'll see how this works out. We'll have to get everything shaken out here, and we'll see how the restart's going to look. But looks like to me, Bradley Carter was able to win the race off pit road. Ira Kohlhaas third. Tyler Waltz fourth. Cole Morton fifth. I'm not sure what happened to Tom.
Hopefully it's not speeding on pit road penalty. Or not speeding, but I don't know. He's fell down back to 11th.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. As we are back under the green flag here, we're going to see how well these tires for Jordan Trask hold up, as he will take an early jump. Right now, that's going to put Bradley Carter second, Ira Kohlhaas third.
Now we start to see Carter running that high side. We haven't seen a bunch of that today.
I want to see Jordan. Oh, okay, that makes sense. It looks like the last time Jordan was on pit road, he was on pit road lap 25. So technically, he's only got about 25-ish or so laps on his tires in comparison to everybody else.
Okay, still a lot of fate here. Could be a little trouble later in the run, though. He was running about 10th, I feel like, before that.
Yeah, somewhere about that. If this pays off for him, and he's to kind of maintain position within the top 5 and get maybe a caution, this is a strategy call, absolutely, I feel like, out of Jordan. But I think all in all, if he's able to maybe catch a caution here in about, say, 15, 20 laps, this could be the good call for him.
Oh, absolutely. I'm interested to see how it pays off for him for sure. Definitely getting the green flag runs are getting longer and longer every caution. It's definitely something to keep an eye out for.
It is. I heard something big. Crash, bang.
Sound like somebody's engine blew up a little bit.
It sounded that way. Race fans, let's do something new. We've never done it here at the Precision Racing Network, and I think this is going to be a good opportunity for us to do it. So let's do what we like to call a rev it up. And as we was in our rev it up portion, there's been since a lead change. Tyler Waltz has taken over the top spot from Bradley Carter.
Yeah, looking clean, able to get back first position. Let's see how he handles up front. I expect Carter to definitely go to the outside here. Look at that. Looking to make a move.
He is.
Now this is going back to Carter before we got cut off at that caution. Definitely. You're going to see a lot of aggressive racing from him. He's clean with it. He's aggressive, and he fights for every possession he races for on here. And I know from experience, I know Brandon knows from experience, he's definitely a top contender for sure, with him being in his opening race of the series, and now he's leading this race.
So right now, Cole Morton, our pole sitter of tonight, a little bit of a bobble situation out of the exit there. is currently riding in the 4th position. He's got a really solid run going as we are 75 laps in on this 210 lap race time.
Yes. How is he going to bounce back from the mistake? That's the biggest thing. Mistake, like I said at the beginning, mistakes will happen. Everybody will make those mistakes. How you capitalize off those mistakes is up to you and that driver.
Jonathan Crosby, he's going to be riding back here in the 8th position. He was tied up in one of those accidents earlier. Actually, he had a big bobble and he saved it, and in a sense has raced his way back inside the top 10, currently riding in the 8th position, putting a little bit of a pressure on last week's winner, Jordan Trask. So, John, what do you say we go through the field? What do you think? Currently out front is going to be Tyler Waltz. Riding in the 2nd position is going to be Bradley Carter. 3rd is going to be the Woodlawn native Ira Kohlhaas. Pole sitter for tonight is going to be Cole Morton. Youngster Hunter Azell riding in the 5th position. Brandon Hinton in the 6th position. Jordan Trask in the 7th position. Jonathan Crosby currently in the 8th position. Brian Sosa in the 9th position. Chuck Burley is riding in the 10th position. That's the top 10. Tom Ringer, who led early, since had some trouble. I'm not 100% sure what happened to Tom there, but he's currently in the 11th position. Todd Peral's going to be in 12th. Holden Myers 13th. Jacob Williams 14th. David Eskies 15th. Mike Hardy 16th. Don Dione 17th. Jonathan McIntosh 18th. As you can see, he's still sitting there on pit road. Stephen Marchenbaugh and Cole Powell didn't take a green flag. No change up front, though. Tyler Watts still leading Bradley Carter by about 2 or so tenths of a second currently right now. I hope I didn't lose John. I'm not 100% sure what happened.
Fortunately, we had some minor difficulties here at the booth. But going back to what you're talking about, I think the best part about seeing this right now and these leaders is we got them both running their own each lane. We got Waltz have been sticking up to the top, and then Carter's been sticking to the bottom. It's a good view. Don't count out Kohlhaas, though, as he's still looking at the leaders, only a straightaway away, fighting a game back.
Ira does a really good job, man. He's notorious to let these guys go up, kind of battle it out, and then ultimately at the end of the night, you'll see he puts himself in a really good position to have a shot at least at a podium, if not a win. And so I know he loves getting around this place, and the one thing that he's going to enjoy seeing is watching Tyler Watts and Bradley Carter just go head-to-head up there. So, yeah, I think a really solid showing right now for Ira in that one car. And we'll see. Night's still young. We ain't even made it to the halfway point yet, John.
Yeah, I said I was sweating at the beginning. I'm drenched now.
These guys
especially watching these leaders, for sure.
And last week's biggest mover, I believe, is the same guy that we have right now. That's going to be Brandon Hinton. Hinton has since found himself up 10 spots to the 5th position here, John.
Patience, and I think he's the best at proving that he's really good with the patience game, just letting everybody find their line and make those mistakes, capitalize on mistakes. He's doing a great job of it right now.
He is doing a great job. One of the biggest losers currently right now is going to be, that's out on the racetrack, is going to be Tom Ringer. He's down 9 spots. Again, I'm not 100% sure what happened to him during that green flag cycle, unless it was maybe some sort of a pit road penalty. But however, has since found himself from leading this pack to 13th.
Yeah, tough break for Ringer.
Tough break for this gentleman here as well in Todd Ara. Was involved in that accident just a couple of cautions ago. And you can see
Both him and the 14.
Yep. And I can see a little bit of nose damage on the front of that race car, John. So it seems like to me he's not wasted that fast repair, or unless he used one early. Just kind of logging laps.
Yeah, definitely a little bit of damage there, but the cool thing about Bristol is with how tight the racing is, it doesn't slow down your car that much, and he should be all right. Should be feeling just fine. I just expect him to be a little more cautious, especially coming off that caution with only one fast repair. Don't want to do any more damage to the car than it already is.
Very true. As we are taking a look at Brian Sosa here. Beautiful looking 60 machine in that Ford Mustang Dark Horse that he's currently riding around in right now. He's going to be riding around in the 8th position. A really solid run out of him, as well as Jonathan Crosby. He's since raced himself back up to the top 10 after that incident earlier in the race. Has now found himself in the 7th position. Chuck Burley has since lost a couple of spots. He was inside the top 10. He's now found himself on the outside looking in, back in the 11th position. I'll tell you, one guy that I'm watching here, though, that he's we've kind of seen it at Kentucky, and I'm noticing it again, is the 19 of Hunter Rizal. Was riding inside the, I believe it was like the top 5-6 area, and has since found himself back looking at the 10th position. Maybe tires is just kind of war for him.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Looks like he was picking up on Ringer a little bit and definitely having a hard race, but now has just dropped back 2 more positions as you see it live on the screen.
Ira Kohlhaas has since lost the 3rd position to Cole Morton. I'm not sure when that happened, but I'm going to tell you what, I'm impressed right now with this 94. And I'm going to tell you why. He started on the pole last week, started on the pole this week. Last week, he had a top 5 finishing 5th. So far, he's hung around these guys and has proven to have some long run speed in this car.
Oh, exceptionally, and especially looking at his mirror now as the leaders are coming across lap traffic. Just a snake getting ready to bite. When is he gonna come? Where is he gonna go? I think that's the biggest question. But he's definitely got the speed right now. He still continues to catch these leaders.
Him and Ira is trying to run these guys down, as lap traffic does seem to look like it's going to start playing a factor here, as the first car they're looking to catch is going to be Holden Myers in that 51 machine. Right now you see Bradley Carter and Tyler Waltz just throwing haymakers at each other, and relatively have kept it pretty clean.
Absolutely. If you were in the position of the leaders right now side by side and you see this lap car coming, what's in your mind, Brandon?
You want to be the first guy to him to set up to where you want to, you hopefully can determine where he goes or what he does. And so right now, neither Tyler Waltz or Bradley Carter is looking to give up that position, but Bradley will clear on the low side. So again, we've seen this out of Tyler in the first run, right? He kind of went early and was running the top. Bradley's been bottom feeding all night long. And so we kind of see that little bit of shift in them tires, and maybe the 54 is starting to struggle a little bit as he since moved to the bottom.
Absolutely. Carter's only getting faster, sticking at the bottom later in the... He does fall back a little early in the run, but not this run. After the caution, Carter's been up to the front hanging on. Definitely finding his comfortability and his rhythm down there on the bottom.
As they have since looked at a lap car in Jacob Williams there in the 14. He's just going to keep his machine around the top as 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. I tell you, one guy on the move, though, John. Last week's winner, Jordan Trask.
Absolutely. With this lap traffic, just slowed a lot of people down. Now we got a blanket here sitting racing for the 2nd spot, 3rd spot.
What a battle we have for 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th right here. As Bradley Carter has since checked out by just a little bit. He's currently leading by 1.5 seconds or so. Has since moved himself out to a really good lead. Tyler Watts still holding on to that 2nd position. Hey, one guy that seems to might be in trouble right now, not happy with his tires, is going to be Ira Kohlhaas, but the guy on the move is going to be Jordan Trask.
Absolutely. He is gaining on these two cars quick as you see him dip up to the top lane. Now it's going to be a little scarier because Waltz is definitely a lot slower on that top lane. So if he's going to get around him, he's got to make it quick.
So Jordan has since made his way around Cole Morton. Now here's kind of, again, all right, and if I'm correct in my thinking, these tires are about 25 laps older than the rest of the field. The last time I have him on pit road is going to be around-ish lap 25. So
that is blowing my mind. We were concerned for him, and now look at him. You know, and this is where we got to let the drivers seem to know a lot more than us because of this situation, because he is making it work right now. He is definitely a lot faster than the cars he's running around right now.
He is, and you can see on the ticker right there, Bradley Carter last time by was a 15.7. Jordan Trask was a 16.0. You can kind of see the lap times amongst all the drivers right there, race fans, as he's now looking to take over what's going to be the second position, as he's about 2/10 faster than the field right now.
This is just an impressive little drive from Trask, definitely coming all the way through the field. You said you'd keep your eye on him, and that is a great pick.
That has been one of my picks tonight. We discussed it in the production meeting and during the practice portion of tonight's event, and he was one that I wanted to keep an eye on. We kind of touched on it a little bit. One of the better drivers that I feel like that I've ever seen in saving tires is Jordan Trask, and you know he's not holding anything back tonight. He's doing another really good job at that.
Absolutely, him and Carter running about the same lap time here, very close.
Carter has since made his way around Holden Myers. Since going to put Holden a lap down.
Let me tell you, he's been working on Holden for a while.
He has. He's kind of right there behind him for several laps. Again, it's just a patience thing, right? It's just
absolutely
being patient. Right
little
now,
bump.
Chuck Burley holding steady in the 10th position, racing around Brian Sosa right there. As we can see just out the corner of the screen, these guys are at the race leader's hands right now, as Jacob Williams is now going to go another lap down. Next on Bradley Carter's list is going to be Todd Perra, Hunter Azell. I tell you, Bradley's done a really good job at running that bottom line. When everybody else has wanted to run the top, he's just stayed at the bottom and has ran consistent, really smooth laps down there.
It's the best of the tires right now. Everybody that's having a little problem with the track is definitely sliding up. I think it's the safest route to keep to the bottom of that track. When these lap cars go up, he's able to sweep down and get under there and pass them and gain the position. Keep an eye on 51. He may be lapped, but he is running the same pace. I say that as he hits the wall, the same pace as your leader, Carter. As you noticed, Carter was looking like he had a little bit of troubles passing him to put him on the a lap down.
He did look like he had a little bit of a trouble to do that. As we know, he was involved in one of those cautions with Todd Perra not some time ago.
If I was him, I'd be praying for a caution right now. Get his lap back. He knows he's got the speed.
Tyler Waltz has fell back to the 4th position. I tell you, here's a gentleman we've talked about a couple of times tonight, but he's had a very quiet night. He had a big save earlier in the race. He's up 9 spots. He's up into the 3rd position. Is Jonathan Crosby.
That's crazy to think about Bristol. There's so much chaos going on. It's so easy for people to sneak around. You see these big gainers you wouldn't even thought of, and now here we got Crosby racing in 3rd. We're sitting here looking at the battle between Tross and Carter, and Crosby sneaks right up in there.
Again, who's going to position themselves, John, to really be a factor? And we've talked about it before in pre-race. The cream rises to the top, right? In most of these races like this one, and Jonathan Crosby right now is about a 10th quicker than our second place. It was they matched lap times there, but that was because of a lap car. But he's about a 10th quicker than Jordan Trask and running close to the same lap times of Carter as they're both running the bottom.
Yeah, I'm just still impressed with Tross's tires. Drew definitely put a good set on after that first initial pit stop. But here's the question. When do the tires start to go bad?
Well, with Jordan, it's hard to say because, I mean, I would have thought the 25 lap difference on them tires would have been enough to have made a difference, but it's not really made that big of a difference, I don't think.
Absolutely. Now, the only other concern is fuel. Like, will he have to pit if this stays green? There's a possibility he can go to 1-2 laps down. Pit lane here is terrible under green. You can go 1 to 2 laps down in a heartbeat.
I would say you're right. I'd say bare minimum at least 2 laps for sure. As we do have a couple of drivers on pit road. That's going to be Jacob Williams on pit road as well as Jonathan McIntosh. He's been there for the biggest portion of the night. Right now, leaders are matching lap times-ish. 15.8s, 15.8s, 15.9s, 15.8s.
Top 5 running consistently together.
They are. Here's a battle that's been raging on for some time.
Oh! Little bit of contact there.
There was some contact there.
Looked like he pushed it in just a little too hard, swept up the track a little bit.
Just a little bit, but Hunter was a lap down. Tom has now found himself back into the 8th position.
Waltus looks like he's looking to get past, go to 7th.
As you can see, Ira Kohlhaas in this battle right here is raging on. This is the battle for the 6th position. It seems like Kohlhaas's car just kind of lacks a little bit of drive off there. Now he's going to have a really good run off the corner here. Now, he just kind of settled in position. Happy with where he's riding. No change out front, though. Bradley Carter still showing the way. He's about 2/10 or about a 10th or 2 quicker right now than Jordan Trask. Jonathan Crosby has since closed the gap to Jordan. They're within the same straightaway or in the same straightaway. Cole Morton, our pole sitters, back in 4th. Brandon Hinton, still yet our biggest mover. And right now in the 5th position.
Look like we got the number 51 heading to pit, Myers.
Holden Myers will be on pit road. As you can see, the 55 is on pit road as well.
Now, is this where the cycle starts? I'm super excited to watch these guys. Pit road here is very tricky. Not to speed on pit road. Those pit road mistakes can cost you in this race. Could cost you the win.
Can do that. Tom Ringer has since made a pass for what's going to be the 8th position over Brian Sosa. Right now, I think as Tom is rolling in Kohlhaas and Waltz, I think he's got some long run speed in that car. As you can see, he's matching lap times with the 2 in front of him. In fact, it's a little bit better. Ira's still having a little bit of trouble getting around Tyler. Right now, though, John, I show about 10 cars on the lead lap.
Yeah, coming down to about 60 to go. We got 10 cars in great position to get it in there. I know we got a lot of pits, so after the pit cycle, we'll try to even it out here.
So the last time that I have most of these drivers on pit road is going to be as Chuck Burley in the 10th position might start the cycle for the leaders. But the last time I have these guys on pit road is going to be about lap 56, 25 areas for Jordan Trask. Now, again, I'm saying that. I don't know if that's 100% correct. I don't see that he would have been able to have run 125 laps on a tank of fuel. However, it's possible. Fuel thing was it was an issue. It was a thing last week. It was an issue last week, and so far it looks like it's going to be the same this week as well.
Yeah, especially these guys just ran. You said the last registered pit stops were about lap 50. These guys ran about 100 laps. It looks like we got Waltz into the wall. Again, he has been fighting that wall all day.
He has been all over that wall. As you can see, what a beautiful battle we have raging for what's going to be 6th, 7th, 8th, as since this battle has allowed Ringer to close in.
Yeah, Ringer seemed to be doing a lot of tire saving. He's definitely got a pretty fast car catching up to Kohlhaas and Waltz.
Right now, I want to go to this battle. This is going to be a battle for the 2nd position. It's going to be between
Crosby's.
Crosby. Yep.
Crosby sneaking up again.
He is.
As he looks to sneak up into that 2nd spot.
Cole Morton, this has allowed him the opportunity to close in on these guys. Hunter Azell is now in pit road. So again, when do we see these guys hit pit road? I think it's safe to say that once these guys make this final stop, I think it's safe to say that they're going to be able to go to the finish.
Oh, absolutely. They'll have. I guess it's just up in the air. We've seen Tross and how he's been running and how his pick. It's all up in the air. I think we're just as confused as the fans watching at home right now. Looks like we got.
Yep.
Looks like he's heading to pit here.
Yep. Tyler Waltz is going to give up that 6th position and put it on pit road. Bradley Carter, no change out front. Our man has put on a clinic for about the last, say, 60 laps.
Yeah, definitely looking strong and consistent. Getting through the lap cars smoothly.
And about 3.5 seconds out in front of Jordan Trask. Jordan has since put a little bit of distance between. Well, I say that, and they're back to bumper again. So
it's Bristol, baby.
It is. As Jordan will come to pit road.
Apparently they do give up. His tires do give up, ladies and gentlemen.
They do. He is somewhat human, or at least the tires are somewhat, worn at some point. Us knowing Jordan the way that we do, or at least how we've got to know him over the last couple of weeks, he can make a set of tires go 250 laps if he wanted. That's going to put Jonathan Crosby back in 2nd, Cole Morton in 3rd, Brandon Hinton now 4th, Ira Kohlhaas back into the 5th position. As there comes the fresh tires with Tyler Waltz. So when do you go, right? What's the strategy here? Do you go too soon? Do you go too late?
If I'm Carter, I'm just rolling it right now. On the older tires he's got on, he's still holding up to about 3 seconds on Crosby here. Let the Crosby and Morton fight it out and get this distance. Keep this distance on here. And if you feel comfortable with the car, definitely run it a little later, and then you can have those fresher tires when it comes towards the end of the race.
Yeah, Carter has now lapped up to the 5th position, and just in front of him, a little bit of ways off, is Brandon Hinton. So right now, I tell you though, Crosby has been able to shrink that gap a little bit. It was about 3.5 seconds. It's now under 3.
Yeah, and this is when Carter's got to think, all right, now if am I just wasting time out here when I can take these fresh tires and get going again? Or is it let him get a little closer? I couldn't imagine the things going on in Carter's mind right now as Crosby drops another 3 seconds. back into 3 seconds again.
Yeah, and I think that might have been virtue to some lap cars that Bradley Carter was looking to get around, as he will make his probably what we suspect is going to be last green flag stop.
Carter and Crosby are going to follow him. Definitely follow the leader when it comes to pit strategy there.
Looked like
So
Jonathan Crosby had a little bit of an issue on pit road. Let's see if we can... Nope, it was smooth. It's just a weird
Little late.
angle. Yeah.
That's smooth.
That's going to turn over the race lead to Brandon Hinton. Cole Morton's also now on pit road.
When was the last lap Hinton pitted?
I show lap 132.
Okay, so he's got about 40 laps on his tires right now.
And again, he might be able to make it to the end. That's going to be about an 80 lap run to the end. He very well could make it to the end. Again, he could put some of these guys or trap them a lap down. Him and Kohlhaas has elected to stay out on pit road, or stay out on the racetrack. Now, I like running long here, right? I mean, if these guys was able to catch a caution, being the fact that it's a green flag, you know, we're in the midst of green flag cycles right now. If these guys could catch a caution, that's going to put several of these guys a lap down.
That would change everything, Brandon. There's only two people on the racetrack right now that want to see a yellow flag. Only one now. It looks like Kohlhaas will go to pit.
Yep, Kohlhaas is going to make his last green flag stop of the night. That's going to leave Brandon Hinton out front. Now, battle for position, right? Race off pit road. Jordan Trask came at lap 161. Bradley Carter at 169. About an 8-lap difference. That's allowed Jordan Trask to assume what's now going to be the second position over Bradley Carter. Jonathan Crosby right behind him, fourth. Cole Morton, fifth. Tyler Waltz, sixth. Brian Souza, seventh. But right now, only two cars on the lead lap, and that's going to be Brandon Hinton and Jordan Trask, who was just now able to unlap himself.
Yeah, and he is pulling away relatively quick. So Trask is in a good position. If we stay green and he keeps what he's been doing all day, he could be looking at a chance to win this race.
So I looked at it wrong. I believe the last time that Brandon Hinton was on pit road was lap 56. I believe his top speed I got wrong with his last time pit was lap 56. I'm thinking he's still going to have to make a green flag stop. Now, again, if he can catch a caution here, though, in the midst of this cycle, that's going to put him in a really good position. As you can see, Bradley Carter is attempting to unlap himself. Now, this is going to become a race between Jordan and Bradley and Jonathan, right? Because I believe Brandon Hinton still has to make a green flag stop.
Yes, now the only question is, does Carter have enough to catch Trask? Trask has been on a mission. We know he can save tires. You know he can save tires and still be fast, and now he's in a situation where he doesn't have to save that much tires. He can push it a little more in those last green flag runs we saw.
He can do that, as we now are under about 30 laps to go. Now, right now, the gap between these two is going to be about a second and so-ish distance. I'm still kind of confused on Hinton, though. In comparison, I want to take a look. Let's just see if we can look at lap times. Brandon might be in a fuel-saving situation in the 5-car.
He can do it, but that's a lot of fuel saving in a very small track.
There's going to be a caution. There is a caution.
Oh, no. Here we go. This is what'll change the whole race. With 24 to go.
Because I'm not sure exactly.
That is exactly what the 5 of Hinton wanted to see. He can now go down pit road, get his fresh tires, and maintain in the top, what I think will be top 4.
Yep, you're absolutely correct. This has now since changed everything, right? Because now, when you look at it, you've got Brandon Hinton, Bradley Carter. They're coming down pit road now. Jordan Trask is going to be on pit road as well. Now, some of these guys might be able to take a wave around. You know, Cole Morton, Jonathan Crosby, Tyler Waltz. Some of these guys might be able to get a wave around. We might be able to get some of these guys back on, you know, the lead lap. But as Brandon Hinton will make a green flag or a pit stop nonetheless, as you can see, he's coming down pit road now. Well,
if I'm not mistaken, they should have 2 sets of tires. A lot of these guys should still have 2 sets of tires on here.
Yeah, and you buy them, you don't want to take them home with you. You might as well put your 4 tires on.
Absolutely.
So that's going to allow the wave around for some of these guys, I do believe, as we're going to have what shows to maybe be 6 or 7 cars on the lead lap when we go back to green. I suspect that's going to be around lap 21, 20-ish area.
I mean, we look here who we got on the lead lap. We got Carter, we got Trask sitting there in the lead. We got Carter, we got Morton, Hinton, Crosby. All names that we've been talking about sitting up front, running up front. This is where it comes down to. When we take green, it should be about 20 to go. It is going to be a duel in the Coliseum, just like the Romans.
Yes, it will, and it's going to be a battle because now these guys are taking the wave around. Now, here's this is the unluck of the situation, right? For Jonathan Crosby, is he's going to have to restart at the tail end of the longest line, taking the wave around.
You know, still definitely a lot of move to make. Still looking to sit here in the top 5. He may have to sit at the end of the field. But I believe in him. Still 20 laps. Cautions, precautions. You know it, I know it. Ready to get these 20 laps going.
And we are back under green with 20 laps to go, John. And Jordan Trask is going to jump out to a little bit of an early lead over Bradley Carter. Brandon Hinton will have about a 1 lap fresher tires than what's going to be Carter and Trask. As cautions do breed cautions, and I can tell you there's a couple of drivers back here hoping that they get one. The first car being 1 lap down, I'm showing this to be Ira Kohlhaas back in the 7th position. The battle for the lead is going to be right here. Can Jordan make it 2 in a row, you think?
I believe it. You see how he's run all night. He's been absolutely fast and stellar, making the great passes and putting his car in position where he needs to be to capitalize. And right now, he's definitely doing good. However, Carter, if he gets that bottom line rolling like he has been on these fresh tires, we could be getting it set for a good old-fashioned barn burner.
Yes, yes, we could. Absolutely. These drivers will be looking at 15 to go as they just crossed the line. And right now, Jordan has been able to put a little bit of a distance on Bradley.
Yes, he looks like he seems to gain on him going on the entry of 3 and 4.
Trying to find. There's Tom Ringer. Oh, caution!
Oh, caution! Cautions, precautions. 13 to go.
See if we can take a look as to what it was here. I'm showing it was David Esky right here. Oh, he gets it down on the apron. Yeah, a little loose off the exit.
And a little bit with that overcorrection. News is he's able to keep up the track and keep it out of everybody's way. No more damaged race cars.
So
Slightly a little bit of damage on Esky.
Now we're gonna rack them and restack them once again, as you see the top three right here. Now this is going to allow Ira Kohlhaas to get back on the green, back on the lead lap, as I believe he was the first car one lap down. So that's going to put us 7 drivers. As you can see, he is taking the lucky dog. So that's going to put us 7 drivers, John, on the lead lap.
Only here at Bristol can you go from battling in the middle of lap down to just getting the luck, and now you're just back into towards the end of the race, racing with the leaders to go for a win.
You know, you talk about luck. We talk about luck when we go super speedway racing, right? Daytona, Talladega. How much luck do you think you have to be able to tame someplace like Bristol?
Man, that's a hard one, you know. I'd have to say a lot. I mean, you have a lot of cars pushing you, get draft to work with. This is all driver ability. This is you don't get the help from the person behind you. Chances are that guy's trying to pass you as fast as he can. So I think that's the biggest difference when it comes to that. But definitely needs to take some luck, as we see here Carter rolling to the inside, maybe trying to save a little fuel.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. Now, Ira Kohlhaas is going to get back on the lead lap, but unfortunately, when you get that lucky dog, that means you have to start at the tail end of the longest line, and so he's going to be hoping for another caution. But again, much like you said, cautions breed cautions, and what this has done is allowed this field, at least the top 5, 6, to really position themselves in amongst each other really well.
Yeah, his biggest concern is to not push the car too much. You're sitting in a good position. As much as everybody wants to see him get up there, the best thing for him to do is just settle down, let it all unfold in front of him, and just make his decisions throughout.
Right now, these drivers are going to need to reach up and grab those belts and pull them tight at least one more time, as we're going to be going back green with what will be 8 laps to go here in the Rat Fink Racing League Next Gen Cup Series. The control car is Jordan Trask, and what a beautiful start for Bradley Carter. This time, he's not going to let him sneak away.
Nobody dives down into that first corner, making a little bit more momentum as Carter sweeps down to the bottom.
Yeah, he's going to try a crossover, but Jordan, over the last 5 or 10 laps, has been able to make that outside line work, as Bradley Carter looks to extend and bring the heat to the back bumper of the 79.
You can see the smoke from the tires coming off of Carter. He is putting everything he has into the bottom of that track right now, edging to get this win.
That he is doing, as the top 2 has put a little distance between 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. Right now, Ira is about 2 seconds behind these guys battling, but the battle rages on for the top spot, as we're going to be nearing 5 laps to go.
Carter is pushing it. He's just waiting to gain the momentum, get on the inside. It is going to be tough to pass Trask on the outside for sure.
Yeah, it looks like Bradley Carter's going to back up that entry and going to try to get a run off, and that time he will do so, and he'll gain a little bit of position. However, Jordan's still able to keep it out front, as we now have, or coming to 3 to go.
Absolutely. We know Carter can be aggressive. We talked about it earlier in the race. Will he be aggressive now? That is the biggest thing. As he looks, as Trask looks like he seems to be getting into the wall, driving it to keep it away from Carter.
He is doing that right now. Jordan Trask is giving that 79 everything that it can handle and then some, as we just crossed the line with 2 laps to go. Bradley Carter has since lost a little bit of pace with Jordan Trask, and right now he's going to be taking the white flag. The white flag means that there will be no green-white checkered attempt. Last week's winner at Kentucky now looking to make it 2 in a row. One of the best that we've seen in saving tires is coming to chase another checker, and will do so at Bristol Motor Speedway. Jordan Trask, your winner in week 3. Bradley Carter unofficially 2nd. Brandon Hinton 3rd. Tyler Waltz 4th. Cole Morton 5th. Another 5th for him. Jonathan Crosby 6th. Ira Kohlhaas 7th. Tom Ringer 8th. Sosa 9th, and Chuck Burley 10th.
Breaking into the rest of the field, we got Perot in 11th, Myers in 12th, Esky in 13th, Zell in the 14th, Dion in the 15th, Williams 16th, 17th is Hardy, 18th Next, 19th is Paul, and 20th Archibald.
And that will be, and we'll see if we can show the results here. And there they are unofficially. The winner is the lone Canadian in the group, and that's going to be Jordan Trass. What a wild night of racing for these drivers. It was everything that we expected and then some.
Absolutely. That was definitely a fun race. A lot of lead changes, a lot of confusion. We didn't know who was going to file out, and seeing Trask come in, especially with how he saved his tires. What a beautiful win for Trask. Carter coming second. Pete stayed up front all race, did what he needed to do to get a good top 3 finish, and Hinton surprising us all just by holding it off and getting that caution he needed to stay up front.
He did do just exactly that. Well, let's see if we can get our top 3 up here. We're going to conversate with them, and we're going to see kind of how their nights went. And I think we're going to start with our 3rd place finisher in Brandon Hinton. See if I can get him up here. Brandon Hinton, it's John and Brandon up in the booth. You got a copy?
I do.
Welcome in, man. I tell you what a gutsy call to run long there before that final caution, or next to final caution, I believe it was able to come out. Looked like you elected to run a little bit on the longer side, got that caution that you needed, and ultimately solidified what's going to be a solid 3rd place finish.
Yeah, it was going to be interesting trying to see what it was going to be at the end of the run. It was really the only shot I had. I was going to finish 3rd or 4th either way. But yeah, that caution came out, so that helped. But then I got a penalty we thought it was a double pit road, a single, and I got docked, so I had to go to the back, which wasn't bad, 3 or 4 cars. But yeah, all in all, it was a good race, good green flag runs, and another good week at Ratfink Racing League.
Absolutely. I don't disagree with you at all. It was a ton of fun sitting up here with John and calling the action that we seen. And I tell you, it looked like the middle line would come in, the high line would come in, the low line would come in. It looked like the racing was just all over the place.
Yeah, it's a fun combo. The Next Gen and the Bristol, I've ran it a couple times now and really enjoy it. You can run anywhere. And especially long green flag runs, you'll be all over the place. So it made for good racing and a lot of side-by-side, a lot of battles, and it was really fun.
Good deal, man. Well, congratulations on that 3rd place finish. Any sponsors or anyone that you would like to thank? Now's the time to shine, my man.
I'd just like to thank you guys for broadcasting the race. You guys did a great job last week when I watched, so I can't wait to watch this week. And Ratfink Racing for putting this on. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely, man. Well, enjoy that 3rd place finish. That marks, 2 back-to-back top 5 finishes for you here in the Ratfink Racing League. So we'll see what next week holds. And congratulations on that 3rd place.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
John, that was our 3rd place finisher. I'm going to bring up Bradley Carter, and I'll let you interview him. Bradley, it's Brandon and John in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
All right.
Well, Bradley, hell of a race. Really good. Kept it clean the whole time. Kept it on the bottom. Definitely able to be up front, lead some laps. How did you feel about today's race?
Well, I feel like we had the dominant car there on the long run. Once we got all spread out, I had about 3.5 seconds on Jordan, and it was kind of staying there with the lap traffic we were getting through. And then he pitted, and, well, I remember it was lap 66. I looked at my fuel, and I had 60 laps left. I was like, I might can stretch this. So I stayed out. About 43 to go, I looked and I had about 41 laps of fuel, so I was like, all right, I'm going to stay out and just stretch it as long as I can or I'm going to blow a tire. And then I saw Jordan blow my doors off about 10 laps later. I said, I got to pit.
Yeah, definitely seen that. Tross coming in a little late, definitely saving a lot of tires. But like I said, Mr. Carter, you were on a roll all night, keeping in the top 3. Get a solid top 3 finish. Any sponsors you like to thank today?
No, just Bradley Carter Racing, me and Holden. Holden didn't have too good of a race, but I tried to keep it clean, especially throughout the first part of the race. I told myself from the start I was going to keep it on the bottom, just keep it clean. I didn't care if they wanted to drive by me and pass me. But yeah, he jumped me on that or on that pit stop cycle, and I just couldn't do nothing with the dirty air on the short run.
Hey, but keeping in a solid second place finish isn't that bad, man. But yeah, it was nice talking to you. Congrats, and good luck next week.
Thank you. Hopefully we can be one spot better.
That's right.
That will be your second place finisher in Bradley Carter. And we're going to see if we can get our winner up here. Now he has since went back-to-back, laying claim to Kentucky, and now Bristol. Jordan, it's Brandon and John up in the booth. You got a copy?
I've got a copy.
So for the second week in a row, man, we get to sit up here and we get to conversate while you're down here in Victory Lane. And in fact, you've since parked it in Victory Lane for us. So let me get this, see if I can get this off the screen here. And I can, as they've parked it up there for us, man. So I tell you what, we watched you throughout the night and really was just been able to save tire a lot better than anybody else. So it seemed like just the same way you did at Kentucky.
Yeah, I'm definitely one of those guys that's better on the long run. I had a mistake early on in the race where I got loose, and so I came down on the first caution just to check for damage and fill it up with fuel. And I didn't realize it was a double-ended pit road, and so I actually got an end-of-line penalty, and when I wrapped around the apron, it reset my pit strategy, and I actually took tires by accident on that first caution. And so I was off sequence from everyone, and so I had 30 lap older tires and 30 laps less of fuel than everyone in that big long green flag run, and so I took it really easy at the start of that run. And this car really seemed to have a lot of fall off for about the first 20 laps, and then it really evened out. So once I got to the point where it really evened out, I managed to work my way back up to about second. But Bradley was definitely the class out there on the strategy that they were on. And I think if we went green, the race would have been between Bradley and Brandon. But with that caution coming out, I got a little lucky and just managed to take advantage.
Yeah, I tell you, I watched you through that portion, and we had noticed that you were about 25 or 30 laps off sequence from everybody else, and we didn't really fully, truly understand as to why that was, but the fact that you was able to drive through the field from, I believe it was around the 8th, 9th, 10th position after that restart, and to drive all the way back up to second was rather impressive, or at least it was for me and John anyway. And that was a lot of fun to watch, man. But congratulations, back-to-back wins here in the Ratfink Racing League Next Gen Cup Series. I know you have some people you'd like to thank, man, so go ahead and take the time to do that and enjoy that win.
Yeah, I just want to say thanks to you guys for the broadcast. It's always fun to be able to watch leagues back, and it's awesome that you guys are broadcasting this league. And huge thanks to Tom, Chuck, Jacob, Tyler, Todd, and everyone who puts this league together. It's a lot of fun to run, and it's been some pretty good racing. You don't often see 130 lap green flag runs or so on a track at Bristol here or Martinsville and other short tracks like that in iRacing, and it's definitely fun to experience that once in a while.
It is, man, and congratulations again on your victory. We'll see you again. Are you planning? I know you run kind of a part-time schedule. Are you planning on racing next week?
I won't be here next week, but I should be here 2 weeks from now. We'll see. Oh, actually, I don't know if I will be here 2 weeks from now. We'll see. But I know I won't be here next week. So somebody else will win next week. But it's been a lot of fun racing the ones I have been able to, and I hope to be back soon.
You've probably made some drivers happy with that news going into next week. But congratulations again, man. And we'll see you here in the next 2 or 3 weeks when you're able to get back behind the wheel of the race car.
Yeah, sounds good. Thanks again.
Appreciate you. Well, John, that's going to just about end the coverage here in the Ratfink Racing League Next Gen Cup Series. And I'm having some technical difficulty over here, so I can't get the schedule up. I can only work off my stream deck. But nonetheless, all in all, what a great race tonight.
Absolutely, Brandon. I'd like to thank you for giving me the opportunity to drop the steering wheel and pick up a microphone for the night. It was fun watching these guys, learning a little bit from these guys. I can't wait to talk to Mr. Tross in the ARCA garage, see if he could teach me his tire tricks. I'm going to call him the Tire King. But, no, man, it was a great experience, learning stuff here. But, yeah, heck of a race. Not that many cautions. We thought, it was going to be a little bit of a mess, but it was clean for the most part, and that goes out to these amazing drivers we got here in this league. Yeah, great night for me. Sound like a great night for you.
I had a great time,
Thank
man.
you, buddy.
You're very welcome, man, and I'm appreciate you, and I thank you for coming up here and filling in for my brother. And I tell you, race fans, if anything that we've seen for the past 2 weeks is a tone setter for what we're going to see out of the future of Ratfink Racing League in the Next Gen Cup Series, I'll just keep tuning right back in, right here live on the Precision Racing Network, and we will see you all next week. Good night.